I am tired. She's like, I am constantly trying to show up for everyone and then some. She's like, and all I really want is just a break. She's like, I don't know what that looks like, but one day I would just have a break. And so that's how Mom's Day Out was built. It is meant to just be a break. Whether that means you just come in here and sit and read a book, whether that means you sit and get a makeover, or you buy some new jewelry, or you treat yourself. It's just a space where we can have some time to remind ourselves that as much as we show up every time we do, we are enough, we are amazing, and it's meant to be fun.
Take time for yourself, be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself. And when you start losing motivation and you feel lost, just remember to stay consistent. Because through consistency, you'll find your motivation back. The world belongs to optimists, so we have to keep reprogramming our brains. So I hope if there's one thing that you could take from this, it is to know that you are your best thing. So let's start acting and treating ourselves as such.
For me, it's the resilience that I know I have, the determination that I have, and perseverance. We're faced with challenges every day, and it's how we receive, process, and address. There are times when we just have to step away, take a breath, take a moment. But for me, I am a very determined individual, and I will keep pushing forward till I get the response I need. Mm-hmm. And then I'll take a break.
Take a break. I love that. Similarly, I think mine is, I'm a very stubborn person. And when I see with the flooding, is I guess going to be my example. People are like, how have you done this for 3 years? I said, well, what choice was there? Who else was going to do it? You know, it was fight or flight, and we don't want to go anywhere. We love our home, we love our neighborhood, we love this community, and so the only option was to fight for it. But also understanding that you can only fight so hard before your body will physically say you can't. And so where I'm learning to step into more is that idea of being vulnerable, but also being honest with myself of, okay, you need to take a break, you need to pause. This fight will be here tomorrow. You can pick it back up on Monday. It will still be there, but you need to take a break. So that's where I'm currently trying to step more into now.
So I feel like I've been given a lot of second chances and a lot of help to get to where I am today. And that's always in the back of my mind. I don't take anything for granted. And I believe that humanity can only continue and move forward if we are all looking out for one another. And I don't believe, and I'm sure you guys have heard it, we're not free until everyone's free. And so while I continue to advocate and fight, that's what's continuing to push me forward, because I'm doing okay today, but is my sister to the left of me and the right of me doing all right? Like, it's a question we have to continually ask, and that's the only way things are actually going to change. And although sometimes change doesn't feel like it's coming fast enough, I am very aware that, you know, the more you push, the more buttons you push, the more you continue to advocate for things do get done.
Yeah, I'd love to stay with you for a second and just, I'd love if you can expand, what does building that community look like for you?
Sure. Building community for me is first listening. You know, everybody wants to be understood but can't take a moment to understand, and that can be very complex in relationships if you can't really hear the person that's sitting across from you. So it starts with the listening. The second part is understanding that if I know that somebody doesn't have a home to sleep in while I'm sleeping in my bed, that there's some there's no equity there. There's something wrong. Fundamentally, something wrong. If I have a fellow peer that has children and they're homeless, and I'm at home and I'm sleeping in bed and my kids are warm, something is wrong. If I know I can eat my lunch today, but somebody I actually know is looking for food right now, something is wrong. So we have to listen and ask ourselves, how did we get this way? This is a great city, and I believe things can change for the best. We just have to remember our neighbors.
I don't know how you follow that. That was incredible. I mean, the perspective, right? And it is giving, we've heard about the importance of giving people a safe space to be able to share that truth of what it is that they're going through. One thing I have struggled with in the last 2 years as DRCA president, as you might have known, there were some pretty big topics going through city stuff, and everyone, you've got to give a space for everyone to feel that they don't just have an opinion, but that their opinion's valued, right? You've got to find a way to start a conversation, but you can't do that until everyone has a seat at the table. And that can be a challenge, it can be hard, but I think keeping that perspective of what are the challenges that we are facing, and no, they are not all, equal. You have to look at it from the perspective of there are people who are struggling with basic care, basic needs, and that is very different conversation than what does the sidewalk look like. And so I think coming at it from both perspectives is, yes, everyone needs a spot at the table, everyone's experience is valuable, but we need to make sure that we're also then really looking at what these experiences are and making sure there's space for all of them.